Well, former President, more people are calling for President Biden rather to drop out of the race tonight. Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig becoming the latest Democrat asking Biden to bow out. Richard Giacovas has more on that and a high-stakes meeting being held tomorrow. Richard.
Arthur, the president, arguably as defiant as he's ever been, is staying in the race, at least for now, saying he beat Donald Trump 4 years ago and will do it again in November. It comes as a fifth House Democrat, as you mentioned, calls for the commander-in-chief to step aside and not run for re-election. But also some promising new poll numbers registering as the president's best showing yet.
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
As the calls grow for President Joe Biden to step aside as he continues his re-election campaign for president last night, the commander-in-chief was as defiant as ever that he can win. And if he doesn't?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do.
Following that exclusive interview with ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos, a new Bloomberg Morning Consult poll out today shows Biden's numbers are in fact improving. The president is now leading Trump by 2 points in Michigan and Wisconsin, two key swing states. And according to the survey, the president is within the margin of error in Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, and North Carolina. But that's not stopping a reported emergency meeting set for tomorrow among Democratic congressional members. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has reportedly called that meeting following last night's primetime interview.
We know that Senator Warner in Virginia is organizing, at least by his own account, a group of senators who may wish to approach the president about his campaign viability. So there will surely be conversation about this. But when you have polls that contradict what appeared to be the trend immediately post-debate, it weakens that argument.
Keene University provost and political analyst David Birdsell says as promising as this new poll is for the Biden campaign, the Democratic Party is still in a panic.
If those numbers reverse this Bloomberg Morning Consult poll and begin to look more like the polls in the 48-hour aftermath of the debate, that there's going to be a torrent of demand from leading Democrats that he step aside in favor of a candidate who may, at least on paper, appear to be more viable.
Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig becoming the fifth House Democrat to call for the president to not run for re-election, saying, quote, Biden's lack of a forceful response should allow for a new generation of leaders to step forward. The president had no public schedule today, but he's expected to be back out tomorrow in Philadelphia. The Biden campaign saying the president joined a bi-weekly meeting today with all of the 10 campaign's nation co-chairs to discuss, quote, their shared commitment to winning the 2024 race. Arthur.
Optimism abound. All right. Thank you very much, Richard.